Hi, and welcome to Aiken Adventures.
Where we're taking you to do all the best things in all the best places all around Florida.
Today we're telling you about all our favorite things to do when we visit Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola actually has a long, rich history. It's actually known as the City of Five Flags because 5 different national flags have flown over the city of Pensacola throughout its history. That's been Spain, France, Britain, the Confederacy, and of course, the United States. The first stop on our list is historic downtown Pensacola. There's actually a historic hop-on, hop-off tour available for purchase through Groupon. We'll place a link in the description below. In Pensacola's beautiful downtown area, you'll find shops and stores and restaurants.
They have the cutest little shops in this downtown area.
A number of the restaurants have this kind of like up-and-coming trendy vibe. You'll also find many parks and historic squares. Walking through these squares makes me think of similar historic cities like Savannah and New Orleans. The Admiral Mason Park is located at just the edge of downtown. This scenic space is home to numerous war memorial monuments.
Vivian especially loves it because of the ducks. So be sure to bring some bread if you have kids because they're going to want to feed the ducks. We forgot bread this time. It's also a great place to just take a nice relaxing walk.
And next on our list, located in the heart of downtown Pensacola, is the Pensacola History Museum. A special thanks to Historic Pensacola for hosting us on this trip. The Pensacola History Museum is located in the former Pensacola City Hall. The first floor is a permanent exhibit dedicated to the history of Pensacola as the City of Five Flags. Another permanent exhibit is located on the second floor. It's Trader John's. This exhibit is dedicated to a former top tourist attraction in Pensacola called Trader John's. This attraction was operated by Martin Trader John Weissman. He was known for his eccentricities, and the location was known for all of the different items that he collected through bartering with his customers.
So this guy over here was famously known for his mismatched socks, which I totally can relate to because my socks never match. And because Vivian is my child and I dress her, her socks also never match.
There's a special wall dedicated to all of his celebrity guests. And you can watch a documentary about his life. There are also numerous other changing exhibit galleries as well. Here's one which is dedicated to Congressman Earl Hutto. This one is all about Pensacola postcards. This one on the third floor about black politicians during the period of Reconstruction. The tickets for the History Museum are actually a great value because when you purchase the tickets, you get access to the History Museum, the Art Museum, the Children's Museum, and Historic Pensacola for up to 7 days. We've actually been worried about how the increase in gas prices would affect Aiken Adventures, and I'm imagining that maybe you're a little concerned about gas prices as well. We found an app that we really like that's called Get Upside. We'll place a referral code in the description below. Just open the app when you need to refuel and you can find a gas station in your area that's offering rebates. You'll get money back on all of your qualifying gas purchases. So of course next we're heading over to the Children's Museum.
Vivian's having fun at the little trading post.
The first floor of the museum is basically historic Pensacola in miniature. Your child can guard the fort, trade goods at the trading post, live in a historic home, or sail a Spanish ship.
Upstairs, they have a Lego room. This room teaches children about Native Americans and how they live.
There's a one-room schoolhouse. There's a supermarket exhibit sponsored by Publix, a land and sea exhibit, Located behind the History Museum is the historic Pensacola Village. Historic Pensacola is a series of buildings and houses that reflect the history of the area. There are also numerous reenactments and historical tours. And first up is Christ Church. Christ Church is the oldest Protestant church in Pensacola, and it is the oldest church that's still standing in all of the state of Florida.
In this section, they grow a lot of their own herbs and vegetables.
Inside the Museum of Industry, you can learn all about the history of industries in the Pensacola area. There's brick making.
One of Pensacola's earliest industries was brick making, and behind me are some examples of the bricks that they created throughout the years.
Fishing.
Now this boat here behind me is a replica of the snapper smack type of boats that they used. The reason that they focused on the snapper fish is because they literally snapped at the baited hooks, and so they were easy to catch.
And the lumber industry. Right behind me is a replica of a sawmill. And this section right here is dedicated to the history of the railroad in Pensacola. Now we're gonna climb aboard the train. Okay, so we couldn't climb aboard, but we can look at it. This locomotive engine in the front was built in 1904, and the other parts were built a little thereafter. It was sold to Historic Pensacola in 1968. The Museum of Commerce is like a replication of an 1890s streetscape, complete with shops and stores, barbershops, and even a trolley car. This space can also be booked as a venue for weddings and events. There's a full schedule of events in Historic Pensacola that'll keep you busy for a whole day.
Right across the street from the Children's Museum is a playground, and of course that's where Vivian's headed.
For lunch, we're headed over to Voodoo BBQ. So I realized that Voodoo BBQ is not specifically a Pensacola-only restaurant. It's actually from New Orleans originally, and then there are locations all across the Gulf Coast. But it's a place that we really enjoyed eating when we lived here.
I have Cajun chicken, sweet potato souffle, greens, and rice and beans for Vivian.
So you can get several things carnival style, which means that they put all the different kinds of meat on it. So I got a baked potato with some pork and chicken and some other stuff on there too. So Voodoo BBQ is a Cajun-inspired barbecue place, and they have sauces like mango crystal spicy barbecue sauce and mojo traditional barbecue sauce. And then my favorite name is the cane vinegar tangy barbecue sauce. Vivian looked down this tiny little tunnel and asked, "Dad, can we go down here?"
Why I can't go in here?
It's just a really long, low tunnel. I don't want to get stuck. The next stop on our list is Fort Pickens. Built in the early 1800s, it was the only fort in the South to remain in Union hands during the American Civil War. It's fascinating to wander through the whole labyrinth of archways and hallways. This black structure within Fort Pickens is a fort within the fort. As artillery continued to develop, the brick surroundings on the outside of this fort were susceptible to new kinds of artillery and blasts. So in 1898, the U.S. Army built this new structure on the inside of Fort Pickens. The fort remained in continual use until 1947. It's a little bit of a drive to get out here, but even the drive is cool and it's totally worth it.
Now we're going to check out the Fort Pickens Discovery Center. The Discovery Center provides a ton of information about this area.
There's even a video that you can watch about the history of Fort Pickens.
It provides information about things like hurricanes in this area, the ecosystem, and even provides reasons why the sand is the way it is.
The next stop on our trip are the beaches at Pensacola Beach. These beautiful white sandy beaches are among some of our favorite in the entire state. Also, be sure to stop by the Pensacola Boardwalk for shops and restaurants along the beach. The surf happened to be up on the day that we visited the Pensacola Beach, so here's a tip. Check out the sound side on days when the surf is up. It usually will be a little tamer and calmer on the sound side. For dinner tonight, we're eating at El Paso Mexican restaurant. There are several local Mexican restaurants that we really like. This one happens to be located at the corner of West Michigan Avenue and Mobile Highway. And at this point, it's been open for a couple of years now.
I got the pollo loco, and it's grilled chicken with cheese on it, and a bunch of vegetables and rice.
And I got the fajita burrito.
It was a broccoli and rice.
If you're in Pensacola, you have to check out the Drowsy Poet Coffee Shop. It's the best coffee, literally. It was voted the best coffee shop and coffee roaster in Pensacola, so you don't want to miss out. There are a few locations located throughout Pensacola. The next stop on our list is my personal favorite, the Cordova Mall. Now, if you watch our channel frequently, then you know that I like the mall. I could walk around aimlessly for hours and just look at stuff. So anytime we go to a town, I like to see what their mall is like. A couple of reasons I like the Cordova Mall is because it's laid out very well, everything's easy to find. It also has an Old Navy, which I love, has a Starbucks, has some really good restaurants in the food court, and a hidden gem in this mall is that there's a Ross, and it's actually inside the mall, which of course I'm a fan of. Over here we find Anthony in his natural habitat.
I'm only here for the tea from Chick-fil-A.
They have this really cute play place here.
There's even a VR adventure zone just right across from the children's play area. You can do something with the kids and then something with the teens.
Obviously, Pierce feels the same way about shopping as Anthony does.
Vivian really likes this store, Sugar and Toys. If you want to know more about things to do across Florida's Panhandle, then click this playlist right here.